The next speaker is the President of the Union of Solicitor General Employees, usage for short, John Edmonds. And I would like to also thank, not just introduce John, but also thank the union for all of the great work that they have done. The Save the Prison Farm website was designed by the union. They have given a lot of money. In the summer they had a great, huge barbecue in front of Parliament Hill. They really, really have helped our cause. John Edmonds.
I think I'll go to this mic. It might be a little closer. What a crowd. Well, the first thing I want to say is I've been hearing a lot around tonight about what does the union have to do with this? What's the union's interest? Well, my interest isn't in the members I represent. They're all protected. If we look back in history, it's been the union that's created to help create the change in our country. It's little things like health care, 40-hour work week. Now, the 40-hour work week doesn't go with the farmers, but generally the union, I'm here tonight speaking for people that can't speak for themselves. I'm a proud member of Corrections Canada. I worked up the street. I'm proud that I work for the Correctional Service Canada. I vehemently disagree with Stephen Harper and his decision to close the prison farms. I stood at 269 Laurier, right in front of, at that time, Minister Van Loan's office, and asked for a forensic accounting of where is this $4 million you're talking about, where is it going? Because the math I do, it's not a loss, it's a gain. Oh, we can't share that with you. It's a confidential cabinet document. We listen to what the Canadian public wants right now. The Canadian public wants local food. Why is a minority government standing up and ruling like a majority? They don't have it. I've been thinking of a few things tonight as I've been listening to people speak, and I remember a few years ago the Ontario government came up with the emissions program. And I know that a lot of people don't like that, but see, I'm seeing that program as maybe as a positive right now. Because what we're seeing across the country is a lot of blue smoke that's contaminating our air. We as the people need to set up our own emission standard and tell Stephen Harper to go home. I can't tell you how much the attitude of the Conservatives upsets me. I was on the phone with members of government earlier this week asking for documents that are cited in public reports. I'd like to see the study that recommended the downsizing of the agribusiness in Corcan. Well, John, we can't share that with you. Why not? Because that might affect our ability at our auctions. It shows our business plan. When did Canadian citizens find it acceptable to live with a Canadian government that's cloak and dagger? When did we agree to that? We have to remember, these fools were elected with the smallest number of votes, but they're like I said, they're ruling as they have a majority. What we need to do is we need to go from this forum tonight, we need to go and tell two people what's going on with the prison farms. That's the only way we're going to get them to understand. I still have not had a meeting with Vic Taves. The only way I got a meeting with Minister Van Loan is last year when I was coming to Kingston. Bridget and company asked me for a quote. I said, I'm really impressed that we're going to be talking about the prison farms, because it seems right now that the Minister of Public Safety is nothing but a chicken. half an hour later, they were calling very upset with me, but we had a meeting. I guess the biggest insult for me in this whole government and the way they're doing things, it's when they're saying farming doesn't matter. It is a shame. It is a very big shame. I'm not going to say every prisoner is going to come out of the federal penitentiary and go into farming. I'm not going to say that. But what I am going to say, I'm going to give you a little bit of my history. I grew up on a farm just south of Odessa, 135-acre family farm. From that, my father was a plumber. I was able to get my plumbing license. I got involved in the federal government, and all of a sudden, we have a farmer that's the national president of a major public service union. What's wrong with farming? I've been told to keep this short tonight. I will tell you two things. One, if you're going to write letters to the government, either write them on paper or fax them. Don't email them. They won't answer them. They're really bad that way. But we need to know, Harper needs to know, that Kingston will stand up and the rest of the country will stand up to support the farms. We've been selling our shirts tonight to raise awareness. And I am going to say, I don't know if I have somebody either from the church here tonight or from one of the shelters around the Kingston area. I think we've raised probably $320, $330, somewhere around there on the shirts. I'm prepared just to give that to a charity here in Kingston to support Kingston. This is about supporting the Kingston economy, and I'm not going to take money back to Ottawa. I want to leave the money sitting in Kingston where it's going to help the people of Kingston. And Bridget, if you can get interested people that want to come up on the 25th and the 30th to Ottawa, give me a call and I'll see if I can open the union purse strings just one more time and see if I can help with contribution towards buses. Thank you very much. It's a great crowd.